Good morning, Mike.
Hi, Margy, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming. I'm Margy Lyman. I'm with Dudum Real Estate Group in Danville, and I am here today with Mike Idarola, and he is the senior loan agent with a good lender. And you have your office in Pleasanton, excuse me, and we're in Danville today. So you're all over.
Yep, so I primarily work from home, but
Yeah.
I do have an office that we can go to if we need to.
You have a couple offices, as a matter of fact. So, where are you from originally?
So I was born and raised in San Jose.
Okay.
My mother's from Korea. My father is from New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Kind of a cool story. They were both working at Mervyn's in Hayward at the time. So
And that's how they met?
that's how they met. Yeah, he worked upstairs and she worked downstairs.
Well, they obviously did some stair running for a while there. That's fantastic. So how did you get started in the mortgage and lending business?
Honestly, it fell in my lap a little bit. So I went to junior college. So I'm a product of the junior college system.
Good for
Then
you.
I went to university, and when I was done, I was at a career fair, and there's lots of companies at the site, and they're all actively trying to recruit you. But I stumbled upon one. It was a big national bank. I won't say the name of it. But two very young guys, they were both under 25 years old, and they were both in leadership positions. And it really appealed to me. They were very young and, already on a management track. So that was something I was really looking for, early in my career.
Smart and polished young men.
Yeah.
Great. So then you the position sort of picked you then, this job.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It kind of fell in my lap, and I have this ongoing joke with my first boss. He's like, "Michael, you're going to wake up 20 years from now, still be doing this." At first I told him, I don't know that I want that. It was a different environment at the time.
Yeah. Well, talk about that a little bit. How has it evolved?
So for the first 5 years of my career, I worked at the bank. I went through their management training program. It was supposed to be 3 years in total. I finished in 17 months.
You finished a 3-year program in 17 months.
17 months I was done. I was given my own assignment.
That's impressive.
And, so early 20s I was already managing at the bank, and it kind of took off from there. So I did that for the first 5 years of my career. And then we had the last bubble burst come around, so I had to do some different things. But it was pretty interesting. From there, we were taught the other side of the business. We were taught to collect and do loan modification.
Okay.
So I did that for another 4 years, and at that time, I decided to spread my wings a little bit and try something else.
Okay. So you do residential and commercial as well?
Yeah. So 5 years ago, I found my way back to this side of the world. Honestly, I just wasn't happy sitting behind a desk and being trapped at the bank.
I understand.
But yeah, for the last 5 years, I've been running solo as an independent agent.
Okay.
And it wasn't easy at the beginning. I'll be the first to tell you that, but I'm really happy with where it's evolved and where we're at today.
Well, you've talked about being a solo agent, but I know that you have a huge support system and other agents that you work really closely with and have a lot of really interesting relationships, and you are able to put together some very dynamic funding for some people.
I feel very fortunate, having been at the bank and having been at different places. We were taught to cultivate relationships of trust, and so I've been able to keep in contact with a lot of my network.
Okay.
We call them centers of influence.
Right.
And yeah, it's been invaluable to me, and I'll be the first to admit the first couple of years were a struggle, but
As is with any business.
But once we got to the third year, things really stabilized and took off.
And that was how many years ago?
That was 3 years ago from now.
Okay, so you're really on a roll now.
It's been pretty good the last couple of years. Yeah.
Great. So one of the things that you and I have talked about being a realtor is I have had some difficulty getting creative loans for some of my clients, and you jumped right on that and said that you actually can find ways to get people into properties that they might otherwise not be able to. How do you come up with those kinds of scenarios?
A lot of it is the company that I work for, and this is an interesting thing. The owner of the brokerage was actually one of my bank clients a long time ago. So that's how I originally met him. and we reconnected over the years. But he's done a great job just putting out the infrastructure for us, and there's basically no scenario that we can't do. If the buyer is motivated, we have somewhere or someone to talk to about it.
That's fantastic.
So, like example, the last 90 days I've done a non-warrantable condo loan.
Right.
So we're seeing that quite a bit. There's a lot of aging condo and townhouse communities that have a lot of it's deferred maintenance, and the bank has a hard time doing those deals because Freddie and Fannie won't buy them.
Right.
So we have an independent company that's willing to do those for us.
Yeah, I actually had a client that wanted to buy in a condominium complex that was more than 50% owned by one person, and they weren't able to get it, and we had to walk away. I wish we had a discussion like that before
it's okay,
that.
we know for next time.
Now we know, yeah, for sure. Well, that sounds really great. I mean, that's a very unique offering you can give someone that I obviously wasn't aware of, and that hopefully other people, other buyers and other realtors will now be aware of. So what are your goals then for the next 5-10 years?
Yeah, honestly, I just try to live in the moment. I try not to look too far ahead. I've always been a student, so I'm always trying to learn and figure out new things. And one of the big things at a good lender is just the variety of things we can do.
Yeah.
So like one of them that we really started to dig in recently is our fix and flip program. So we have something very unique that I don't see a lot of other places have. So we have a platform where you don't have to be a seasoned investor, but it works better if you've done multiple flips in the last 3 years.
Okay.
But we can help you buy the property, we can help you with a renovation budget, and then we can even finance sometimes up to 6 months of payments. So,
that's incredible.
So you can work on the project for 6 months and not
even have a payment yet.
Yeah, so
wow.
So it's really unique. And
that's great because you've still got all your costs, all your materials and your labors that you have to pay for. So that's one less paying. That's nice.
So it's just really nice. You don't have to think about that part of it. You can just focus on your project.
Yeah.
And get that done.
So tell me, is there anything exciting going on that that your customers should know about?
There's been a lot of good activity in the last little bit. We have a lot of good referral activity and a lot of good clients coming in.
And you also work with military.
Yeah, so that's one of our big niche at a good lender is helping military families. The company itself's done over 1,000 VA transactions in the last decade.
Interesting.
So we have two investors that they give us really top tier pricing.
Okay.
So if you have a military family, I'm not saying not everyone can do it, but I'm saying that because of the relationships that the company has, the pricing they give us, it's phenomenal.
Interesting.
So it's a great thing if you're a military family.
Yeah.
To reach out to us and just let us quote it.
Perfect. And tell me about one of your more memorable customer experiences. I know you had a good friend that was in a situation that needed your help.
Yeah, so this was early on, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now at this point, but I had a family friend. We went to college together and we still keep in touch, and he was working overseas. Okay. And he came back and he approached me and said, Mike, I want you to, I saw your new website you just built and I want you to help me buy a house. He didn't tell me this until later, but it turns out he had talked to the bank first. And the bank told him, come back in 6 months.
Oh.
We can't do anything for you. You don't even have a job yet.
Yeah.
So, but we were able to take just the job offer letter. We were able to turn that into a pre-approval.
Wow.
And we were able to get him in a contract. And 15 days later, we were able to close.
Yeah.
Really, all I needed him to do was start the job and have a single pay stub to do the funding.
Perfect.
So
there you go.
Yeah, these are an experienced loan officer will know how to navigate that part of it.
Yeah. And what do you like to do besides work?
Honestly, I work almost every day. I'm available all the time. There's my phone. But in the downtime, I really like chasing the kids around. They're active in their sports. They're 8 and 10. So they do, dance and soccer. And
you're in the thick of it.
So a lot of the nights are going to soccer practice and dance camp, and on the weekend we're driving them around to go to their games. And things, so
fun times.
But my wife and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, and the best way to reach you is phone or text?
Yeah, just phone or text.
Okay,
I'm always
okay.
available.
And that phone number is 408-893-2796. And now all that information as well as emails will all be in the body of this interview. I can't thank you enough.
Okay, Margie, thanks
This
so
was
much.
great.
Yeah.
And if you know anybody who'd like to be on A Few Minutes with Margy, please let me know, and I'll be happy to get them on board. So have a great day. Thank you.